So our sutra for this week is Sutra 219. Visesha, Avisesha, Lingamatra, Alingani, Guna, Parvani. The stages of the gunas are specific, non-specific, defined, and undefinable. So this one's pretty heady. So the best way, and the way I like to break this one down, is we think about, we take the gunas, so rajas, activity. So we take this and then we break it down into its bits and pieces from, the idea is that eventually we learn to go from subtle to gross, but much easier to go from gross to subtle. So the specific, so we pick something that is an activity, that is rajasic, movement. So asana is a great one. So we are specifically saying, I am doing asana. And then to get to the non-specific, so we're basically peeling the onion. To get to the non-specific, we say, okay, today, presently on my mat, why? Why am I in asana? So now we have this very general sort of searching energetic space that is, quite undefinable until we continue to peel the layers, and we define it, right? So, and this could be anything. I'm in asana. I need to figure out why I needed it today. So I need it to relieve stress. And so we're, defining because I'm stressed. And then you continue to peel and peel and peel to the undefinable, which, becomes, what's the energy behind that? What's the aura behind stress and tension? It's definitely not very positive. I mean, you could even continue to peel down to, well, I'm stressed because of this, so now we're defining something else. And I'm stressed because of a coworker. And this coworker, but why does that stress me out? What's the energy between the two of us? How am I feeding that energy? Am I supporting it and feeding the negativity, or can I Pratyabhakshavana flip it and start to feed a more positive energy in that space? So 19 really is about peeling down to the subtlest piece that we can, because that's infinite. We could do that and do that and do that. Peeling it down to the most subtle space where we say, okay, this is the energy, this is the seed, this is the bija, this is what I really need to deal with. So rajas is a little easier than tamas. Tamas is lethargy, sort of lack of activity. What could we be doing in that space? And in teacher training, often what's pointed out is watching TV. So watching TV basically shuts off the brain. So we're saying specifically I'm watching TV, but then we have to get into the non-specific, which is why. What is there avoidance? Am I avoiding something? Am I escaping something? Am I overtired? Am I overwhelmed? Whatever it may be. So we find that sort of non-specific energy. Why am I doing this? And then we define it. We peel, and say, okay, so I am sitting watching TV because I'm stressed. Why am I stressed? I'm stressed because of my relationship. So then we dig down into, what's the undefinable? What's the nature of my relationship? And why would I be so overwhelmed by it that I would have to sit in a space of lethargy where my brain is barely functioning? And maybe we find that it's, it's abandonment or rejection or, whatever, sadness, loneliness, whatever it may be, anger, frustration. And then we start to deal with, well, this energy is something that I need to be able to process and deal with. So let's start there in the work. Let's start with the fact that I'm angry. And so this anger is creating this space of such overwhelm that now I feel paralyzed, right? So again, it's just peeling. It's not, this is interesting because it means clarity. So to break clarity down, I'm gonna, something that is clear, something that allows us to be in that clear space. Meditation is a great example. And meditation is the ultimate peeling of the onion, right? The peeling of our spaces. So start with this very crusty outward shell, as we start to pull our walls, our skin off, tears usually, we get to the softer, meaty pieces of who we are, and then we continue to peel and peel and peel until we finally get to that core, which becomes the bija, the seed to the work that we need to process. So in meditation, again, these are all examples, but in meditation, right, it's specific, I'm sitting. And then non-specific, why am I sitting? Why did I need to sit today? Beyond it just being pattern or habit, why this sit presently today? And then to peel that into the defined, to say, okay, today I needed to sit to calm the busyness in my head. And then to look at, well, why is my head spinning? What is this really about? This time of year, it's often about the chaos that we're bombarded with, truly bombarded with. Spending money, eating, drinking, family, friends, it's traffic. Like, it's all very overwhelming. It's all very busy. So then the work becomes, how do I, knowing that I have to walk back out into the world, knowing that I'm going to be out there living my life, how do I stay calm and focused? And in this space of undefinable chaos, allow God, allow single focus, so that I can come back into defining a new state of mind rather than busy, calm. And then into this space of the energy of now my sit is positive and feeding, maybe re-energizing, rejuvenating, so that now my sit is productive. And now what I'm doing in my sit walks me out into the world in a space of strength and calm and peace instead of overwhelm and busy and chaos. This time of year, I think it's tremendously important to gaze into self and understand what really is important and what isn't. What is important to get wrapped up in and what isn't. Sometimes reestablishing a family relationship, that becomes way, way more important in a space of healing for self, as well as for the other person. Hopefully, maybe, we don't know because we can't control that, but in a space of healing for ourselves, instead of throwing a cheese basket at that person and not healing a relationship. So, we can redefine every day and every moment. Being able to sit with the energies that we carry and these gunas, my activity, my lethargy, as well as my space of clarity that's always there for me. It's always there if I seek it. And figuring out how I walk in the world in each circumstance, allowing these spaces to not define who I am, where I am, what I am. To know that still always comes from soul. And if we're seeking to find that capital S, self, the soul will be the hand that guides you, not only on your mat, but off the mat and in the world. We just have to be willing to let it. And 27 years in, construction in my house, disarray, being a Libra Scorpio, that doesn't sit well. So, I'm constantly redefining my present space to not get overwhelmed in the shit that I'm sitting in. And that's 27 years in practice. It doesn't go away. Life still happens to all of us. And it's this constant gazing in and this constant reestablishing my space, capital S, self, so that what I have to give to my family and my friends isn't overwhelmed and pissed off and chaotic. Truly. Practice. It's not called a perfect, people. All right, Shanti.